Jason, please. I just want to go on the record and just say, why did Kairi Sane leave the WWE? Why? I think I would able to figure out why. And I think I figured it out. Fiance, boyfriend, or husband, or whoever she's in a relationship with, didn't like how she was being treated in the WWE. I think it's because of Nia Jax's piss poor treatment of Oriental wrestlers. The Oriental wrestling aspect of the WWE is so underrepresented. And this is why. Racial discrimination. We have, like, based on how things are. I mean Oriental wrestlers don't have very much representation. And everybody knows that with Oriental wrestling, it's been going completely, it's been going wrong for the Oriental wrestlers that come to the WWE. And with the way things are going in the WWE, there may never be any more Oriental wrestlers of the female variety. There's barely any male Oriental wrestlers. You either were Mexican, Samoan, black, or white, or Middle Eastern. That's about it. That was the only races of people that got to thrive in the WWE. And that's a fact. The Rock is somewhat a bit of like both of, bit of Samoan, think slightly African American or Indian or whatever. But The Rock got to thrive, and we all know how it is with the Oriental wrestlers getting less represented. We all know how the WWE picked favorites. Anyone who was a part of the Anawahi tribe, gotta think, the Anawahi tribe had to work hard, aggressively hard, for the ability to vie for position in the WWE at the time. Basically, first generation Anawahi tribal wrestlers, and then the third generation, well, the first, second, and third generation of the Anawahi tribe, like, it's like every aspect of the Anawahi tribe have been putting favoritism. I mean, look at the Usos, look at The Rock, look at Roman Reigns. It's like the Anawahi tribe. Well, let's not forget Yokozuna, Alpha and Sika, Haiku, Let's not forget all of the Anawahi tribe that were, you know, a big time wrestling family. Rikishi, extended family. Well, we all know that the Von Erichs are dead because of some medical and some genetic malfunction going on with them. The Hart Foundation is all scattered. Either scattered or either like separate. Well, you get the point. The point is, only Bret Hart remains. That is a known fact. But the WWE has been putting so much favoritism over Nia Jax. And that's why Kairi Sane hasn't been back in the WWE ever since. The piss poor treatment of Oriental wrestlers in the WWE. Buried. We went from Tajiri to Io Shirai. I mean, you gotta think. Tajiri, I grew up on less Oriental wrestlers, more black, white, Samoan, Indian, black, Mexican wrestlers. I grew up on that. Middle East, and some of the older millennials grew up a little bit on the Middle Eastern wrestlers, but definitely on those kind of like wrestlers. But Oriental wrestlers are a rare commodity in the WWE, and that wasn't treated very well. Funaki was fired. There weren't very many Oriental wrestlers in the WWE. Not during the first generation's run, not during the second generation's run. Well, maybe during the second generation, but that was just a rarity. It's also rare these days to have long stint wielding Oriental wrestlers. So yeah, I think the Oriental wrestler Kairi Sane has a good reason to leave the WWE. Not just to be with whoever she's in a relationship with, not just for that sake, but because she didn't want to be mistreated by the WWE's own mismanagement. And being, you know, totally abhorrently so to have been mistreated by the WWE, because there was so much nepotism going on for a short while. But I would like to cover this topic because Nia Jax should have been suspended or fired for good. And if you're watching this, Kairi Sane, bring your ass back to the WWE. Don't let people like Nia Jax win. Don't let people like Nia Jax ruin your career. You hear me? I want to see you back in the WWE ring, Kairi Sane. You are awesome, Kairi Sane. And